All right, what up? I'm gonna film another episode. I want lunch and I'm craving burgers. So this will be a little more advanced than the tacos, but we're gonna make smash burgers. Super easy. You don't really need anything special to make these. I do have a burger press, but I'll show you how to do it also if you don't have one. Once you start making these, you'll probably know how to make normal burgers again. These are super good, super easy, super quick. So we'll get started.
We on a mission when we in the kitchen, we whipping the dough, yeah. Rose blowing the batter like it never mattered, we been here before, yeah. And it's never basic whenever we make under the influence of intoxicated. Pushing the mug, whipping the pot, cook with a buzz, give it a shot. Toss me a Heineken using the key and hooking the top. The liquor entice, all the rice, you cooking a pot, yeah. And this the life, if you ever in the mood for maybe a few drinks and some bomb-ass food. We making bomb-ass food. Just one shot won't do. Not tonight, cause if I'm not hungover, then you know it isn't right.
Alright, so these are super basic. I'm just going to do straight up meat and cheese and an onion. I forgot. Typically, I'd also do pickles, but we don't have any, so it is what it is. Kind of just running down what you're going to need. Obviously, heat, which I assume you have a stove. You can do this on a grill, probably, if you have a cast iron. Or a Blackstone or whatever, but I just have cast iron pan. You're going to want some beef. I would go a little fatty because these are going to be really thin, so keeps some flavor. Buns, you can make your own by store-bought, whatever you want. We have store-bought. I have American cheese because I love it, even though it's disgusting. Just some garlic. For the meat, we have an onion, which I'm going to dice up pretty finely, kind of like McDonald's style. Burger press, again, you don't need it. I can show you how to do it without it. An oil, using avocado oil. It has a pretty high smoke point, and you're going to want the cast iron pretty hot. Burger toppings, and then just salt and pepper for the meat. Alright, so what we got to do is portion out and roll our ground beef. I'm going to do 4 ounce per patty. So this is really unnecessary. I just want to show you kind of the size I'm looking for. So is 4 ounce crazy? Alright, 4 ounces is going to be a little much. We'll do about 2.5. You don't need to weigh these out. Obviously, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna ball them up. You can do 2 ounces, honestly, if they're just like for you for lunch, which is what I should do. But it's gonna end up about this big. Plop them down on a plate, and then just repeat. I'm going to measure them so they are at least close to the same size per patty, and I need to use this beef anyway, so these are probably a little bigger than what I would typically do, but you know, you're gonna smash them. They're going to expand pretty large in diameter, but when they cook down, they're gonna shrink up a little bit too. So finish portioning this out and then go from there. All right, now that our beef is done, I just hit it with some salt and pepper, nothing too crazy. You can season them more as they're cooking. The next step will be to chop up some garlic, which I should have put into the actual meat, but it is what it is. And then dice up some onions, relatively small. I like to get them like McDonald's style. I'm crying. That was a horrible, rough chop, but this is for my lunch, so we're not going too crazy here. Just kind of get them looking all nice, you know? Once you're done chopping, the next thing we're gonna have to do is start cooking. So I'm gonna just turn on the cast iron here. God, those onions. Hit it with some olive oil or avocado oil, sorry. Kind of, you know, enough to coat the pan, nothing too crazy. These are kind of fatty, so. And then we'll start cooking. I think I'm just gonna put the garlic right in with the onions and kind of smash into them. I think that'll work out. So that's our next step. All right, while the cast iron's heating up, I'm gonna throw some butter into a small pan over here. let that cook down. I'm gonna use that for the buns. You don't have to do this, but I would recommend doing it. I think it makes a big difference. So it's gonna cut out, I don't know how much butter this is, it doesn't really matter. This amount. Put her in there, let her cook, melt while we heat up the cast iron. All right, cast iron's starting to smoke, so our butter's melting. We should be good to go. Again, I'm gonna show you two ways. First way is if you don't have a burger press, which let's assume you don't need anything crazy. You're gonna need some parchment paper. This is optional. I recommend it because if not, you're gonna have to clean a lot more. Something with a pretty wide flat bottom. All you're gonna do, get a piece of parchment paper. I'm gonna fold it so it fits better. You're gonna fold it. It's gonna go between your squishing item and the meat. And what you're gonna do, this is pretty simple here. I'm gonna take, I don't know, a pinch of garlic and some onions. Throw them down into the center of your cooking thing. Take a burger, put it right on top of that. I'm gonna put it upside down so I can season this better. Next, you take your parchment paper, put it right on top, grab your smasher, push down hard, real hard. And then take it off. That's not even good enough smash. And then there you go. So that ball is going to become pretty wide. This is an 8-inch skillet. It's going to go pretty wide. You're going to let this cook. Not for too long. You can see it's already getting pretty brown. I'm going to hit it with some more salt. That was way too much salt and pepper. Get a spatula. A lot of my little toppings here kind of went all over the place. Let it cook. Not going to take very long. Maybe like a minute or two per side, depending on how hot the cast iron is, which it should be screaming hot. Flip her over. You can do more, you can do less. You're going to want to try to get the crispiness on there. I'm going to take my cheese while this is cooking. And we're going to throw it right on top. You can put a bowl over this to let it steam the cheese a bit more. I don't know what this is watching. You can put a bowl in there to steam the cheese, make it melt a little more. I don't think it's super necessary. This is going to be the middle piece for our burger. Let that finish cooking. And then you're just going to take it off. You can put it right on the roll if the rolls are ready, which I should have done. If not, throw it on a plate. You're going to do the second one and repeat. So for this one, you're just going to want to make sure the oil is still in the center. You might have some debris to scoop up from the last burger. I'm going to keep that garlic in there and the onions, maybe add a little bit more. Again, this isn't really rocket science. I'm going to get my burger smasher here. Hit it with a little bit of oil. Those onions and garlic are burning. Oil that up. Again, drop her right on there. And you can let it cook for a second or two. Don't go too crazy when it's in the ball form here. And then you just smash it down. Hopefully it doesn't stick. It did stick, but not too bad. Okay, it stuck worse than I expected it to. It's not flat. That's okay. Just use your spatula. Flatten her out a bit. Again, you can hit it with more salt and pepper if you want. Let it cook down just a bit. And then you're going to transfer that over to your plate and let the cheese melt in between. So once it looks kind of good, Flip her over. Throw in another piece of cheese. And let it cook. Once it's ready, combine the two together. You're gonna put this one on top of that one. They'll melt together nicely. While this is going, I do have my butter here. I'm gonna actually want to save some of that butter. Most of the butter, honestly. Not most. I'm gonna put it into a little dish here. So I have some. But keep some in the pan. You can up the heat a bit. You're gonna dip into your rolls. I'm gonna take this guy off. Again, slide it right on top of the other one. You don't have to be, doesn't have to be pretty. I'm gonna take my rolls, crank this up, and we're going to toast the rolls. It adds some texture, you know. So you're gonna want to do this before you start cooking the meat, but you're just gonna drop your roll into the butter on a buttered pan. Keep her moving around so it toasts nice and even. While that's going, I'm gonna throw another burger on. So again, you're gonna hit it with onions. You can mix some garlic into the burgers if you want. I should have did that, but I didn't remember. It's kind of just a fun process. It's not gonna go perfectly, it doesn't matter. Take your burger, put her down, take your press or whatever you're using, get it nice and flat. Really push on that bad boy. Maybe it's looking out flatter. There we go. Same thing, let it cook, not super long, super easy. Just gonna repeat the process. So that bun is looking beautiful. Same thing with the top bun. I'm gonna transfer these two patties over. Make them look nice. You can do whatever toppings you want. People like some on top and bottom buns, kind of whatever. It looks sloppy, but it looks beautiful. I'm gonna do that. Keep toasting, keep cooking burgers, and then we'll get back to you. All right, so this one is pretty much done. You're just gonna hit it up with your favorite toppings, which for me, I would do ketchup, some mayo, maybe. Some mayo on here, not crazy, that's kind of a lot. You're gonna use some mustard, I would suggest. Hopefully it doesn't have mustard farts on here. You know, classic stuff. I have leftover raw onions, which I'm gonna just use and plop on here too. And then you just slap that on there. I'm gonna do a little extra. We had some leftover butter. Just gonna get a little pastry spoon, butter the top of that, make it look real nice. All right, I'm gonna finish the last one and then we'll be back. Bam, there you have it. This bun kind of looks like shit, but I didn't make it, so. 2 smash burgers. I think it really ups a cheap burger. Tastes great. I did them, they're not healthy, but I did make them with venison meat instead of ground beef when I was dieting, which tasted pretty good. It was definitely missing some fat, but let's give these bad boys a try. I like them nice and sloppy, American cheese. You can get as fancy or as basic as you want, but cheers. They're always good, man. Super good. Those are super basic. Like I said, you can plus it up. I did some with like Big Mac sauce before. Put queso on there, whatever you want. But yeah, super easy. Easy to cook too for like parties. If you have a bigger workspace, to get in one cast iron kind of sucks if you're doing a lot, but if you have like a cooktop with Blackstone, you can rip through these things. They cook super fast. Prep's easy. You saw prep, pretty much nothing, but yeah. So that was another quick, easy episode. We will get back to some more quality stuff. I just have to edit it, and then hopefully we'll start putting out some new stuff. But yeah, if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Let me know if you have any tips. If you try it, let us know how it goes. But as a hungover chef says, have a drink on me. Fucked it up. That's why I'm not built for this. Okay, bye.